It's Mr. Kraus. Cheers. Have a cup of tea. And we should probably talk about the book thief and this wild and wacky narrative, which jumps around. It's definitely unique. Let's get into it. So hopefully you're taking notes on your handout right here. So first things first, let's make this a little larger, easier to see. Let's start with the first note. So Adolf Hitler published Mein Kampf, or obviously translated at this point, you guys know as My Struggle. It was a whopping 694 pages when it was translated into English, I believe in 1999. Hitler's party, the Nazi Party, is elected to power in the midst of a severe economic depression, right? The world kind of punished Germany after World War I. And a little interesting fact, the Nazi Party is actually a trope, and it's short for the National Socialist German Workers' Party. So that's a little fact for you guys. So you'll be noticing I'll be giving you guys lots of little bonus facts. It'd be cool if you added to your notes all those bonus facts. Speaking of bonus facts, the Nuremberg laws stripped Jews of their citizenship. They were literally called subjects of the state, and they were not allowed to be certain professions like teachers and doctors. And anytime you make the doctor reference, you might remind yourselves, those of you that have read it, is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. And there was clearly a Jewish prisoner who was probably a doctor that tends to the main character, Bruno. So just a little interesting connection with the Nuremberg laws. Obviously, Jesse Owens sets an Olympic world record in 1936 in the Berlin Games. Famous bit of information about that is Hitler refused to shake Jesse Owens' hand in one of the gold medal awards. The next fact, these first set of facts are in red just to signify their historical fact. They did exist, they did occur, and they are weaved into the narrative of the book thief. So November 9th, 1938 is Kristallnacht. You guys probably have watched the video by now where you knew that 30,000 men were captured or imprisoned over those 2 nights. It's actually the 9th and the 10th. What was really interesting fact for me to learn, and you might find this interesting too, is that most of those prisoners were actually released within several weeks or as long as several months. And then the deal was, when they were released, is they would sign over all property to the state and promise to leave the country. So that's a pretty extreme usurpation of somebody's individual right, like we would say in the United States, the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is a twist on John Locke's pursuit of property, right? So the state took all their property and said, you can go home. You can't go home. You have to leave the country, but you'll be quote unquote freed. Now we get into the book facts. January 14th, Liesel arrives at the 33 Himmel Street home of Hans and Rosa Huberman. That's your bonus fact for that. Also a friendly reminder that on the train ride over with Paula, her mom, her brother Werner dies. Very sad start. I apologize for that pop-up. I'll work on that later. Once Liesel, after a couple weeks, she gets going to school, she meets Rudy. A little bonus fact about Rudy is obviously, these facts are out of order, they play a lot of soccer together. She goes to school. We find out that Liesel at 9 years of age is illiterate, and she's made fun of by Ludwig Schmeichel. She loses it, beats him up. Your bonus fact, she also beats up her would-be friend Tommy Muller. Again, she beats up Tommy Muller. So then school ends and they go to the summer break, and then we know they're back in school because there's this reference to this should actually be in red, the Germans invade Poland. And that signifies September and obviously the start of a new school year. Then we get into Liesel's first 2 books. Well, I should say second and third books, right? The Gravedigger is the Gravedigger's Handbook's the first copy. These 2, bonus fact is there with Hans and how he buys them. but also that it's Weihnachten is the German word for Christmas. So wish you all the best and keeping track of these bonus facts. Sadly, with little Liesel's abilities to read and write, she wants to write a letter to her mother. The bonus fact here at the beginning of 1940 is that, I apologize for the background noise, she steals the washing money to pay for postage to mail a letter to nowhere. And the haunting title, Dead Letters, rings a bell. Liesel and Hans finished the Gravedigger's Handbook. Your bonus fact there is it's during the midnight class. And remember, Hans just wants to go to bed for that last chapter. Liesel wanted it as bad as anything a 10-year-old could ever want. And then, right after midnight class, it's presumed Max shows up in the middle of the night at the Hubermans. A little bonus fact, and this wraps our lecture up. He shows up with a copy of Mein Kampf, and in it is a key to the house, a map to find the house, and of course his papers. And when we say papers, it's something like a passport, right? Your travel documents. Thanks, guys. Remember, you can pause, rewind, or rewatch any portion of this. Good luck catching all those bonus facts, and I'll see you soon.